What's going on, guys? It's SKG here, and today's video is going to be another Brawl Stars patch review. Before I start, make sure you guys go down to the comments and let me know some constructive criticism, tips, how you think I could be doing these videos better, what I'm doing right as is. Just help me out. I'm trying to get better at editing at YouTube and stuff like that, so any help is greatly appreciated. And I'm also going to turn into Team Albo. Let's see if we can hit 15 likes on this video. That would be insane. But without further ado, let's get right into the review. The first thing they say in these release notes is that they realized the patch that came out a week ago was a little bit poor in terms of their balancing decisions, so they're gonna make it up in this one for sure. I can already tell. Our first character, which is long overdue, Shelly, she finally got that nerf. Her reload time is increased to 1.5 from 1.25. Her main attack range decreased to 6.66 tiles from 7.66 tiles, and then her main attack shells are spread further apart. What these changes are going to do to her is that she is now less useful as a generalist who can survive in all situations, because before she could basically do whatever she wanted. The reload time increase is going to make sure she can't just endlessly fight and do whatever she wants again. And then the less range and larger spread to her main attack will make her less effective at that medium range, which we all just hated. Looking at Piper, her main attack damage decreased to 440 from 460. I think this is okay because she was a little bit strong. Hitting 575 at a max range snipe just was a little bit too much, so I think that's okay. And then her super damage decreased to 200 from 300 per grenade. I completely agree with this change, just because if you look at her super, it is a utility, it's an escape mechanism. It should not be dealing up to 900 damage. That's just a little bit ridiculous. So I completely agree with these Piper changes, and I think she's still viable as well. Moving on to my favorite character, Jessie. She finally got some buffs that she really needed. Her main attack damage was increased to 160 from 140, and then the rate of fire improved. It is now going to be shooting every 0.25 seconds from the previous 0.35 seconds, as well as the bullet speed, which is a projectile speed, is increased by 33%. This is going to make her turret so much more useful compared to before, because people could easily dodge it, and it was kind of ridiculous. Looking at Crow, I'm not too sure about this one. They give him more damage on his knives but take poison damage away. It's like, if you're doing a give and take, wasn't he already kind of balanced in a sense? But I don't know. Basically what they did is the main attack and super damage is increased to 80 from 60 per knife, and then the poison damage decreased to 80 from 90. I'm not too sure about this one. They basically thought that the finishing power of Crow after his targets were poisoned was a little bit lacking, but again, I thought he was fine. So now we're going to be getting into some really juicy stuff. Dynamite and Barley, the two main heist guys, they are going to completely dominate now. Looking at Dynamite, his main attack damage is increased to 180 from 160 per Dynamite stick. His super damage is increased to 540 from 500. So you can now literally, I believe, one shot a level 1 Ricochet if you have a maxed out super. That's pretty insane. And then something that really helps him out a lot is that the main attack and super projectiles deploy faster. It went from 1.5 seconds to 1.4 seconds. That may not seem like a lot, but trust me, it's gonna help out a lot. They did this to Dynamite because they thought that he needed more firepower and a faster deploy to make it more fun to use, because he was probably one of the most underplayed brawlers in the game. Looking at his counterpart in Heist, Barley, his main attack and super damage increased to 140 from 120 per tick. This is absolutely insane. You can deal, I think, what is it, 170 per tick with both ult and regular auto attack. That is going to be absolutely insane. I cannot wait to play him in Heist because I have him pretty much maxed out. His main attack bottles fly 16% faster, so you don't need to predict as much. You can throw them out. And then his super bottles fly 8% faster. His super was already so good. I don't know why they buffed him up. That's just my opinion. I thought he was fine. Thanks so much for the buff and incoming nerfs for Barley. That's what I'm saying. As for Bo, his reload time was decreased to 1.7 from 2 seconds. This is really good. They basically thought that his reload time was a little too high and he couldn't necessarily deny area from enemies. So they said, hey, let's reduce his reload time so he can actually do what he is supposed to do. And that's what they did. So Bo, he's in a decent spot. I still think he's a little underpowered in terms of his auto attack. It's a little weak, but it's getting there. Going on a Colt, his main attack bullets fly 9% faster and the range is increased to 10.66 from 10 tiles. They basically did this because Colt was a little bit overshadowed by Ricochet, but I mean, you have two brawlers that are pretty much the exact same. One of them just ricochets and the other can break through walls with the ult. It's gonna be hard to not have one overshadowing another, but I appreciate them trying, so we'll see what will happen to them in the future. As for our last brawler, Bull, his reload time was increased to 1.6 from 1.5. Giving Bull a slight increase in his reload speed will keep his attack a bit slower than Shelly's. They basically only changed Bull because they changed Shelly and they had to compensate for that. So that's pretty much all the brawler changes. But looking at the game modes, there's only one game mode change. It's the last change. Showdown power-up box boost decreased to 10% from 15%. When I was playing Showdown with this buff, I was literally like two-shotting people with Shelly. It was absolutely ridiculous. So I think they realized that really fast and said, whoa, take it easy. We're gonna take it down to 10%. So I completely agree with this one. That's all for the balance changes for the August 16th patch. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for me. It helps me out so much. You guys don't understand. Make sure you check out my Twitch. I'm gonna be live streaming almost every day, streaming Brawl Stars. So make sure to check that out as well. But yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.